And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. Isaiah 2 verse 2. Welcome to the audio ministry of Mountaintop Prayer Global Assembly with Evangelist IG Newman, a man anointed of God to put an end to satanic activities via his global prayer outreach. God bless you as you listen and pray.
Verse 20. I want somebody to say, every satanic yoke over my life, it is over. I want to speak to somebody here that before the end of this year, your money will hit from million to billions. By the time the yoke is out of thy neck, you will return here with joy. And some of our mothers here, like widows, probably maybe you are looking up to your children. Some of these widows here, hear me today. God will use your children to make you proud.
Hey.
And everyone here that believes that God will use you to make your family proud, can I hear your amen together? God say I should announce to someone, you will laugh again. You will smile again. You will smile again. The season of your tears are over.
Amen.
No more tears. The season of that tears of sorrow is over. So, can we look at it? Genesis 27 verse 40 is a popular place in the Bible. Can you read it, man?
And by the sword.
Now,
and by the sword.
Now, this is Isaac speaking to who? To Esau, the son. When Jacob has stole his blessing and left, he came back to his father and started crying. Papa, does it mean there is no any other blessing left since Jacob have run away with the blessing? And then this is what the father told him. He said,
and by the sword shall thou
look at it at the screen. He said, by thy sword shalt thou live. Now, you will only live by war. Are you getting me? When your father tell you, say, now only through war you will succeed. That's a terrible one. And then what happened? What?
And shall serve thy brother.
Underline that statement. You will serve your brother. That is slavery. Somebody say Tofiakwa.
And it shall come to pass.
And it shall come to pass.
When thou shalt have the dominion.
Now, your own Bible used the word dominion. I don't know anybody that whose Bible said you rebel. What did your own say? Eh? Can you stand? What did your own say, sister? Eh? Okay, what did your own say? Dominion. Anybody with a rebel own? Can you shout it now?
You will break away from its control.
Say it again.
Yes, when you rebel, you will break away from its control.
Now, when you rebel, because if we allow it with that word dominion, you will not understand. But the way you will understand it is in this one. He said, the day you will rebel, you will break out of his control. So today, you are here to do what? To rebel. That's the simple way I want you to understand it. Today, you are to be a rebellion. You are going to be rebelling against dominion of slavery. He said, you will serve your brother. You will continue. But the day, which means he now gave you a question and give you answer to the question. That was what the father did. He said, the day you will rebel, you will break out of that slavery. Everybody here hearing the sound of my voice, if you are comfortable with your condition, this prayer is not for you. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Even if I carry you, put inside the anointing drum of anointing oil, it will not do any change.
Yes, sir.
Because you are comfortable. But this message is for those who are tired of their condition. If there is a situation you don't like in your life, today I inject in you the spirit of rebellion. If you say that amen, sitting down, you are looking for trouble.
Amen.
Somebody say, I rebel. Now, that is the message. The message is as simple as. So, and that scripture said, when you gain dominion, you will break the yoke. Now, but here, this one put it clear. The day you say, he said, that is the day you will lose out of the slavery. I don't know if there is anybody here that wants to say, Hey, yeah. I don't know the condition, but somebody say, 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 enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
If there is a situation you don't like, get ready now. We want to flush it out. And then, what did he say in 2 Kings chapter 8? You know, the tribe of Esau is what they call the tribe of Edomite. The Edomites are the tribe of Esau. They kept remaining under that slavery until about 700 and something years later. Look at it, 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 20. Can you look at it? Now, verse 20, can you look at the screen now? What did he say?
In his days,
Edom
revolted from under the hand of Judah and made a king over themselves.
Later, they rebelled. They revolted and said, we want to have our own king. Somebody, after today, you will have your peace. Because the enemy that terrorized you will die.
Amen.
Two key things. I think the message is clear. You rebel, you are free. If you decide to keep quiet, you remain there. The only country in Africa that was not colonized by strangers, Ethiopia and Eritrea. And Ethiopia under Emperor Selassie. You know, when I talk to you about Rev.Fr Selassie, the emperor, he was the emperor of Ethiopia that vowed, no strangers will colonize me, neither my people. Plenty people died though. If you read the story, he used his people, fought the Europeans to stand still, and they couldn't colonize them because somebody said, what you tolerate will settle with you, but what you reject will be far from you. He refused, and the enemy couldn't do anything rather than to quit. If you are under control, not be the thing where you want chop, you go chop. Now the thing where they give you. But when you are in charge, you make choice. And God created man and gave man free will. Even when he was speaking to the people of Israel, he said, I set before you life and death, water and fire, blessings and curse. Choose. Nobody has the right to press you, to force you to believe in him. That's why they call it a free world, free society. But for a power, a kingdom to rise in the realm of the spirit and say, since you don't want to bow, we will bend you. That's why the meaning of witch means bend. The original meaning of witch is to bend. And that's why anything they meet, they bend it. They meet your life, bend. They meet your business, bend. They meet your career, bend. It's permitted that human being will eat animal, eat fish, eat okoko, okay, eat nama. But when human being begin to eat human being, that is witch. When you are making progress and all of a sudden somebody put leg for you, just to bring you down, it's witchcraft. The ambition is to bend. Your progress is irritating them. When they say you wear shoe, they say, why will you wear shoe? You tie her tie. Why will you tie her tie? It's irritating them. After this meeting today, the witch that will meet you after today will salute you by force. You know why I'm talking to you this way? I just want you to understand. There is a place for you in destiny. The world is so big. All of us cannot be fighting in one place. So big. Find your way and make your own impact. And that's why they said, build your own world and people will come and live with you. God is not going to create anything new in this life. He has created everything. It's only for human beings to discover them. When we were in the school, they tell us we have 7 planets. What do they call it? 9 planets. But today, is it 9 again? It's not modern. Because the science are now discovering. That was in our day. Discovery is moving. In my days, I didn't know for you, I didn't have lunchbox. But today, children will wake up and say, Mommy, where is my lunchbox? Hey! In your day, who gave you a lunchbox? Why? Because the world is moving. Things are changing. And that's why we have to change fast. Why will you remain in selling citron pass when the world is moving to automatic gears? Now the world is about to leave automatic gears to another level. Immediately be changing. And I came to announce to somebody here, your life will not be stagnated in one place.
Amen.
And if they stagnated your life today, I command your life to move forward now.
Amen.
What is yoke? I have to be fast. Yoke is a satanic instrument of oppression used to limit a person's growth. Look at it on the screen. A satanic instrument of oppression used to limit someone or a person's growth. Anything they will use to limit your speed, to limit your business, to limit your progress is an instrument. The instrument could be physical, it could be spiritual. But any element they use in order to limit you, or instrument in order not to, they use in order to frustrate your speed in life. Today, I stand here to declare, let that instrument of the enemy scatter.
Amen.
If you are among those who say that, amen, receive an answer.
Amen.
Number 2 is a satanic device that sponsors affliction in people. It's a device. Satanic device that they use to sponsor affliction. I went to Damaturu in Yobe State for a program. And then, all of a sudden, a young lady was brought in. This girl was selling okrika. She was selling, if she brings bells of okrika, she sells. And all of a sudden, another woman began to envy her. And from that envy, the woman now plotted evil against this lady. And then before you know it, if they go to TH and check her, they will say HIV. If she come back, when she's a bit okay, she go back, they say typhoid. Now, nobody knew. We went for a program in that parish. And after praying in the evening of that day, the child of the person doing this to that lady was living in Mopo Barrack in Damaturu. And then because the child came, I don't know how, God has a way of doing his thing. Under deliverance, the girl started shouting what the mother is doing. And then the priest decided, okay, let us go and pray for them in the house. As when they land in the house, we're still in the church. He started bringing out Bubotibo, the father, the mother is doing. And then brought out a small casket under the mother's bed with a small toy with the name of that lady. And then what they put there, HIV or typhoid. HIV or typhoid. Boy HIV, boy typhoid. When they go for this test, they will say HIV. When the thing subside, when they go for another one, typhoid. When they go again, HIV. When they go, typhoid. It was a device that was orchestrated. Immediately after that thing, bam, that thing ceased. Today I don't think whether that lady is still even giving birth. But because the device they used has been destroyed. Are you following me? That is one of their weapons, is a yoke. When they place it to afflict you with sickness. How many of you know that women's womb are hanged in coven of witches? There are women, their womb, they won't conceive because witches hang their womb in the coven. There are men, their spermatozoas are destroyed because the sperm is kept in a coven. And no matter what, go to hospital and do anything you want to do, it won't work. Because it's locked up in the coven. It's satanic device. Some of us who were here on Thursday, remember the story of the guy that was telling us he is a white witch. Yeah, he said white and black witch. Something happened here on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
And then he was telling us how he served 10 years and was settled. He said in the coven, he said if you come to their meeting, you will meet who is who. He said there are ones when you come, they cover their face. He said, well, those ones. How many of you were here on Thursday morning now? So at least you are still following up. And while the boy was talking, every other person's case closed. Every case suspended. And interface is here, and now watch is here. Because of the kingdom. And he was telling us what they do in those kingdoms. They decide who will build a house in the village. They decide who will be the person that will buy car or who will not buy. They decide what happens within their area. No be you. And that is a device in their coven. Today, if there is anything that belongs to you they are using in the coven, before we leave here, they will drop it back.
Amen.
They will drop it back.
Amen.
Lift your head and shout fire!
Fire!
Shout over there, shout fire!
Yeah.
Number 3, a yoke is something that places the destiny of man in the hand of the enemy. Are you seeing it in the screen? Something that places the destiny of a man in the hand of the enemy. Now, you become food for the devil, for your enemy. In the case of Peter in Acts Apostle chapter 12, the enemy took him, placed him in the prison. It was only by divine intervention that Peter came out of that prison. And is in the same way, anybody whose destiny is in the hand of the enemy, it is only God. Remember the story of the friend, the guy I told you, that Boko Haram guys caught in between Banki and Maiduguri. He went to Banki. He came from Cameroon through Banki and was trying to enter Maiduguri town. So while he was in Banki, Banki is the boundary between Nigeria and Cameroon there. So one man came with a golf and said, there is road. That the road is open, no problem. He now joined them in the Gulf. They were 4. And they moved just few distance after banking. The young man came and packed. He never knew that he wanted to sell them to Boko boys. He packed and went to them and said, Kai, nakomu kumutani. So the Boko guys came out from where they were, inspected them. And this boy was carrying a small Good News Bible. And when he looked at it, I said, better hide this your Bible. If they see it, your own matter will be worse. So there is no way you will hide the Bible. So the Boko guys came now and inspected all of them and paid the guy. And then asked the one that was carrying Bible, come out first. So the boy now came out and they said to him, Kai, kakwanta the Bible naka. That is, use your Bible and make pillow. So that they will just put the gun direct on his head and blow off his head. So he said he got the Bible and was lying down to place his head for them to blow off his head. A voice said to him, will you just die like this? Try now. While he was trying to raise his head, they released the bullet and missed the target. He carried his Bible and went on the run. They started shooting, but the bullets no they enter. While they were shooting, 3, 4, 5, the other said, stop shooting. The soldiers need to hear the sound of the gun. And that was how the guy entered bush. The only where they got him was the hand. He was in Onitsha where they were sticking the hand when I went to see him and visit him. He would have died. Are you getting me? In the hand of the enemy. But God was the only one that intervened. And I pray for somebody here. I don't know where they kept you. But after this meeting, God will show up in your case. What are the symptoms? When you see these symptoms, you now know that your destiny is under attack or under satanic yoke. What are the symptoms that your destiny is under satanic yoke? Number 1, when you are enduring life. You know, there is a difference between enduring. Like here, I'm going to katamanga kandoleba owa bandolindole carpenter bricklayer owa bando. You know, your life just become okay because of the way you see yourself. You just position yourself. No problem. Let us continue to manage. When your life you discover is enduring instead of enjoying. When God placed man in the Garden of Eden, he told them to enjoy it. And after creating man, the Bible says he looked at them and said, all things are good. If things are not good in your life, you need to rebel against it. Number 2, when you discover you are marking time instead of making progress. You know, there are people doing like mark time. Left, right, oh Maggie, oh Maggie, oh my, oh Maggie, Maggie, oh Maggie, oh. Yeah. So you discover that in life, instead of making progress, you are just marking time. After today, anybody who is not making progress, today you will make progress. If you are saying that, and I say it louder than your neighbor. Shout it, I am making progress. Get up and move, I am making progress. 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 If you are making progress, shout it. Number 3, when instead of being an asset, you will become a liability. That is a sign that your life is under satanic yoke. When you are carrying a load like Joseph's brothers, they carried a load on their head for a long distance, only for them to be told, come back. You remember when they were leaving, they carried cup and put inside. They don't almost reach home. They carry chariots and follow them and say, there is something in your bag. They say, no, nothing. And after they found it in Benjamin's bag, they say, all of you come back. Anytime you discover you labor, journeyed, only for you and towards the end of this journey, nothing to show. You return back to start again from square one. Is a sign that your life is passing through satanic yoke. And if you are here hearing my voice, I am standing here to tell you that as you are hearing me, that kind of life is ending now. Number. I just said Joseph now. The 3 was when instead of being an asset, you are a liability. Number 4 was when you are carrying a load like Joseph and his brothers. Number 5, when your resting time is your wrestling time. There are people, mama don't born 5 children, 5 girls, or born 4 boys, 5 girls, 9. When mama supposed to be resting, now that time they still fast. They go prayer for all in children. All of them graduated. Not even one can give mama 5 naira. It is still mama that is calling them, sending them food from the village. Instead of resting, mama is still wrestling. When you marry, instead of you to go for honeymoon, from the day of the marriage, binding and losing. Binding. In fact, from the reception, prayer warriors were there. Traditional marriage, prayer warriors were there. From tradition to white wedding. After wedding, reception, people were on your behalf. Rikata papa, rokotokotoko. After even the wedding, on the place where you go for you to rest for your Thanksgiving, that night, rakata, jakata, we bind you, we bind you. After Thanksgiving, we bind. Return home to live with your husband or your wife, bind him. From that day till today, binding. When your resting time becomes your wrestling time, is a sign you are under yoke. I have met somebody who wedded on Saturday, died 2 days later. I have met somebody who wedded and died a week later. I have seen someone who wedded and died a month later. I have seen somebody who wedded and died with a wife 2 weeks later. That's to tell you there is a yoke they placed over them in the realm of the spirit. And it manifests in the physical. I told them yesterday, I said, nobody tell the person die, now the person die. That person don't die. Either 2 months or 3 months. It's just only when it manifests in the physical. And that's why I stand here to say, if there is a yoke of death or yoke of frustration over your life today, it is terminated. Number 6, when you don't see hope in your 5 years to come, when you see your future black, when you see your future dark, the way you are seeing yourself as sky, I don't know what my next year will be. Anytime you can't predict your future, it means there is a yoke. Why? Because if you are planning to be a graduate in the next 5 years, you know it now by enrolling into the university. Are you getting me? Now, you have a future in the next 5 years. I'm a graduate. Are you following me? But when you don't have that plan, you don't know what your 5 years to be will be. When you can't declare your vision. Number 7, when the journey of 30 days takes you 30 years. Others enter university. 4 years they are out. Some professional courses 5 years. Like medicine. 7 years. At least they are out. Are you following me? But your own, you enter in for 4 years course. 7 years you are still in the school. The other one is supposed to be 5 years course. 6 years, 7 years, you are still in school. The one of 7 years, 12 years, he cannot school. That is a satanic yoke. Anybody here that has overstayed in a situation that is supposed to be, if I am sent by God, after today it will expire. Number 8, when your life is full of attack. Anytime that you discover that your life is full of attack is a sign of satanic yokes. Brethren, I want you to rebel. The prayer we want to pray now, wawa. Are you getting me? I refuse. No, I refuse. Make up your mind to say no. This condition must end. This situation must not continue. Before Muhammad Ali left ring, boxing competition, he was in a ring with an opponent. And while we were fighting in the ring, the man gave Muhammad Ali a cut that shocked him. Muhammad Ali found himself on the ground bare. It was in those days when you get on the ground, you'll be counting 1, 2, 3. So, and we're waiting for the 10th count. And they counted 1, Muhammad Ali was still on the ground. 2, Ali was still on the ground. 3, Ali. 4, 5, 6. When he heard the 7th count, Ali got up. And the referee held his hand. He said, I'm still strong. He said, okay. Game, continue. Ali now looked at the opponent. Now you do me this. Okay. They get closer. Ali didn't stop again. Gave the man uppercut and low cut. Before you know it, no space. The man wanted to, he said no, lie to lie. Me, ajum dagwada bukutuku paka kuku baku. Before the man knew it, the man was on the ground. Bagagam. Ali now went on one side of the ring and was waiting. They counted for the man 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The man didn't read. They now rang the bell. They declare Ali winner. Wow! Journalists rushed Ali, said, how manage? You were on the ground. You came back and win the fight. He said, yes. While I was on the ground, a voice said to me, Ali, where you are is not your portion. 2, the nice voice said, if there is time, there is still chance. And he said, when he now opened his ear, he now heard 7. He said, there is still chance. He now jumped up. If you can hear me, there is still chance. Oh, there is still time. There is still time to marry. There is still time to get married. There is still time to get married. There is still time to succeed. Everybody is starting a sharia. Remain standing. I want to pray for you and remain standing. He said, if there is time, there is still chance. Anybody here who is trying to give up, I want to tell you, there is still chance. There is still time. One day somebody will park coastal buses here and say to mountaintop, I return here to say, God is good. If you are one of them, can I hear your amen? You heard the testimony of one of the sisters, just like I told you on Friday. There are so many people that want to be here, but transport to get here. Are you with me? If you put in Kefi something like 8 or 10 buses, they will fill it. Give Suleja people 10, they will still fill it. Give Bagwalada, they will fill it. Maraba, they will fill any buses. Are you following me? That's why you know that God needs to bless you for you to return back. I see somebody here. It seems your account is 0. It appears nothing there. Before that first week of July, You will be signing check with your own hands. I say you'll be signing checks with your own hands. Wave your hand to the King of Kings. Wave your hand, because you will rebel. One prayer point, then we leave. Because you will rebel. Is your business not flourishing? You rebel against it. If your business is dormant, in anger, challenge it. How can I kneel before? Listen, yeah. Look at me. There was something I did one day. I was driving my car when I was in Maiduguri, and there was no fuel. I went to pray for people. I was thinking that if I pray for them finish, they will give me money to fuel the car. When I finished praying, I said, brother, God bless you. Hey, God bless you. And there was no money to put fuel. And I have to go. So I managed to roll the car out from their compound. I went and I removed the hose, fuel hose. I prayed. I put my mouth, I was blowing that. As I was moving, till I get home, back. I'm okay now. But God helped. And I said, no fuel. And the Lord took me. And I will not try it when I have money or fuel. If you try it, God will tell you, what I want to tell you is that there are situations that will meet you now. Take decision. I want you to decide now that your destiny must move. It doesn't matter those who love you and those who don't love you. I keep saying this. Everybody must not love you. Don't try to make everybody like you. If you are trying to make everybody like you, you kill yourself for nothing. Be yourself. Be yourself. Determine now to succeed. I pray for you now. There is still time. There is still chance. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
That there is time?
Yes, sir.
That there is chance?
Yes, sir.
Wave that hand to the Lord.
Thank you, Jesus. How can I kneel before you?
Wave it before.
And kneel before men. No way.
Just wave it to him.
No way.
Thank you, Lord.
How can I bow before you and bow before men? Shout, no way. No way. Oh, how can I cry before you and cry before men? No way. No way. You are my God. Lift up your voice. You are my God. 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 No matter the situation, you are my God. One more time, everybody shout, you are.
Say this prayer point, one prayer point, and then we command sicknesses to leave. Delay is a yoke.
Yes, sir.
Disappointment is a yoke.
Yes, sir.
Powers from your father's house is a yoke. Rejection is a yoke. Failure at the edge of breakthrough is a yoke.
Yes, sir.
We want to use one word so that by Monday, watch you will get a call that will change your life. Just one phone call. One phone call. One phone call. One phone call.
Amen.
The person that directed you here, did he tell you what God used me to do in his life? What is he doing now? He's selling
Windscreen, window glass,
now.
car glass.
How can you assess his wealth? Listen, what I'm telling you is that's why by next week I'll try, the next mountain top, I'll just pray that God will give me the grace to hit everybody's head. After hitting him, the story changed. I was surprised when we prayed for this young man yesterday. How can he be standing here, lost $100,000, 50 million, 40 million, 5 cars, 4 cars, all within a period of time. Build a big factory and brought Oyibo people to come and commission it. As they were landing in Nigeria, the factory catch fire. Bad people, if they deal with you within 2 months, within 2 months, and the same person that did it was proud to tell him, are you traveling abroad again? Was asking him how far now. But don't worry. There is God on this altar. There is God on this altar. And they would have killed the wife. Because they say the same time he was losing how many, the same time he was losing the one he's losing in abroad, robbers caught the wife, shot on the wife, took the car away from her. But luckily the woman was not, the bullet did not get her. Just because one man. One prayer point. That's why I'm just talking to you like this. You may not know who kept you the way you are now. Everything within 2 months finished. How can you? He gave somebody how many million? Sold a property, land property, property he sold the property. The person sold it and then who was holding the money and is now giving him 100,000. Property of about how many million? About 7 or 8 million. 15 million.
At Aja, Lagos.
Aja, 15 million.
Yeah.
Now, and is giving him now 100,000, 50,000, 200,000. Who is earning what belongs to you? Who is keeping your life in a detention room? Fire! Who is keeping your destiny in a detention room? Fire! Who kept your destiny in the coven of the witches? Fire! When I say 1, 2, 3, go, you will release the fire that will not stop. 1, 2, 3, go! Information, contact us on 0803-447-2328 or 0701-366-2001. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at IG Newman. For days of activities, we meet every first and third Saturdays of the month at 8 a.m. and Thursdays and Fridays before the Saturday. If a man can pray, there is a God to answer. God bless you as you call.